Another thing I want to talk about is I know a lot of people get on me for being a Clippers fan, but I'm not really a Clippers fan. I just like Paul George. I like Paul George and I like Big Y. Like is that can I not like players who play for a team? Like they got can I not like a team? I'm not saying I like their team like I'm following them, but I just like the way they play. Like can I not do that? It's the same way like I do Denver. I like Denver for the way they play. Don't know why. I just always liked them for years, even before Jokic. Like I'm talking about Iguodala, Fareed and Ty Lawson, Melo, Chauncey Billups, AI. Like I don't know. I just like it. Man, their clones are pretty cool too. But the Clippers. They had two crucial losses this past week. One against the Sixers on Tuesday, and then against the Celtics on Thursday. Both close games to be exact. When they're on their road trip to the East, and the first game they played against the 76ers, Paul George played. Then he only he Paul George played 35 minutes, I would say, and only had 11 points, shooting 3 for 15 from the field. And that game they lost the Sixers 110 to 103. And that was the game. If you looked at it, that was after because a bunch of controversy going on in the Sixers, which I'll touch on as well, with Embiid and the Sixers and what should the Sixers do going forward. Simmons and Embiid both played very well that game. They both had 26 points each. While Richardson helped with an addition of 21 points, so he stepped up to the plate. And they bench out Horford this game too, which is something that Brett Brown tried to do for this game, and it worked to their liking because coming into the season, we think that like, oh, the 76ers got so much size, they're gonna be so good, this and that, they're gonna play defense. But one glaring problem that they have, and they still have to this day, is their shooting. That was one thing that like I noticed, and a lot of other people pointed out for the Sixers. They're like, although they do have this size on their team, their shooting wasn't gonna be as good. Ben Simmons obviously not a shooter. Josh Richardson, he's a shooter, but not enough to be your best shooter on your team. Tobias Harris, he's like I said, same thing with Josh Richardson. He's a shooter, but not enough to be like the saving grace of a shooter on your team, like a JJ Redick was for them last season. Al Horford, he's a big man that can stretch the floor, I should say. But are you really going to trust him as a 3-point shooter as well as Joel Embiid? So they needed that 3-point specialist or a couple of them on that team for them to be really effective to go along with a likes of a Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid, so they can like play with him, especially with Ben Simmons in transition. Joel Embiid had to kick it out from the post, just those type of plays. So, like I said, we'll get into that later. But back to the Clippers. With the Clippers and the way they've been playing, they lost to the 76ers, and Simmons also had a triple-double that game with 12 rebounds and 10 assists. One thing that stuck out to me is how the Sixers still won, only shooting 29.6% from the three, which is pretty abysmal as a team. The Clippers shot better than them from the 3-point line. They still lost. I didn't get to watch too much of the game, but I caught a little bit of the highlights, and I don't know what is going on. And a lot of people have concern about the Clippers as to what's going on with them. Is this something we're going to see in the future going on? Should we be concerned about the Clippers? And more so Paul George, because in the following game against the Celtics, he left the game with a hamstring injury, and that's been kind of a problem. A lot of people are thinking, oh, well, Kawhi Leonard is going, he's going to rest, he's going to be blah, blah, blah. He's going to be load managing, this and that. But Kawhi Leonard, he's played a lot of games this season. I think last time I checked, I think he missed about 7 to 10 games. I think that's about it. I could be wrong, but it wasn't as many as he missed last season around this time, I would say. But he's been playing a lot of games recently. It's more so Paul George and his actual injury more than actual load management. But the Clippers are not rushing because they're still in a good playoff spot. Last time I checked, they was number 3 in the West. They're not great rush or trying to make Paul George and Kawhi Leonard play out of their comfort zone or play hurt because they know still they have a championship team, especially with them adding Marcus Morris to the team. Maybe who I don't know. I don't want to place blame on him as to why they lost either, because that's a good pickup, and it's too early to determine if he's the reason too. So I'm not gonna make a statement like that and try to slander his name. But like I said, they lost to the Sixers, and as well in that game, Embiid and Morris got into a little tangle after a basket, and Embiid is known for just getting it with people, getting in arguments and causing people to get rowdy and stirring up a fight. This is because that's just who Embiid is. That's just who he is as a as a player. But following that game, like I said, they played the Celtics and they ended up going to double overtime. I watched this game. They ended up losing the Celtics 141 to 133. PG, like I said, he only played 15 minutes in this game, scoring 4 points, but he left with a hamstring injury. He shot 2 for 7 from the field. So I think as the season progresses for the Clippers, I think as Paul George getting into a more consistent rhythm and play well, because he had some good games. He had some like he played well against Indiana, where I was there for that game, and he had about 37, 39 points. He played really well, and Kawhi didn't play that game. The Clippers won. So it's not like he's having a bad season altogether. It's just very consistent, and he's not being as healthy as the team, or not as a team, as I would think he would be, because he did come in with, like, coming off of shoulder surgery. But he's had, like, a slew of other injuries, like little nagging injuries, kind of like the shoulders, the hamstring, just, like, trying to fix those type of injuries that's been bothering him. So he did not play most of that game, but Lou Will went off in this game. He had 35 points with 8 assists, shooting 14 for 36, I think. Yeah, he did. And it was a lot of, he missed a lot of shots. He missed like 20 shots that game. So he shot that, but Jason Tatum matched him and had 39 points on 10 less shots than Lou Will. Jason Tatum was balling this game. A lot of people was talking about how he could be the star of the Celtics team going forward instead of Kemba Walker, because he is the younger player on that team. And Kemba Walker reaching the age of 30, if not this year, then next. And that's not bad, but Kemba's already in his prime, and we can see Jason Tatum ascending to his prime, along with Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart on the team, who are young players, and we got Gordon Hayward on that team as well. But Jason Tatum played like a stud this game, really carrying his team and helping them deliver that win against the Clippers. The Clippers got scored that game from the 3-point line, as the Clippers shot 11 for 35 from 3, while the Celtics shot 18 for 43 from the 3-point line. So a little bit better efficiency from 3-point line for the Celtics, which they are known for, because they kind of play a small ball lineup as well. Not necessarily because with their big, they got Enes Kanter or Daniel Theis starting at the 5. But they have going in with the 4, Jason Tatum at the 3, Jaylen Brown or Marcus Smart. I think it's Jaylen Brown that starts at the 2, and Kemba Walker at the 1. So they have a lot of different perimeter shooting, especially with the guys they have coming off the bench with Marcus Smart, Brian Wanamaker, Romeo Langford, who started when Kemba Walker was out, and Marcus Smart, Ojue, they had him playing as well. So their bench, I would say the bench is not as good as it used to be, because you did lose a slew of players, but they're still making it work, and the Celtics are becoming a good team. They are a good team in the East, and possibly, I don't see it, but they could possibly be a threat in the Eastern playoffs side of the bracket, if you call it that. Because many, including myself, have the Bucks coming out of the East. That's a no-brainer. But the Celtics have proven on occasion, at least in the playoffs, to find out ways to stop Giannis. Not last season, because Giannis went through him, but like in the season before, they've proven to have ways to stop Giannis. And I'm not going to say they are going to stop him this year as well, the team. But with their 3-point shooting, maybe they can. But it's a more so of a problem for the Clippers as it is for the Celtics, the way they play. Because, like I said, they did have 2 crucial losses against 2, like, Eastern Conference top-tier teams. If you consider the 76ers top-tier, I don't really. Not the way they've been playing this season, which I'm going to talk about next, actually. But is it too much to worry about? Like, should we really be concerned about the Clippers and their season so far? I say no, because I also say that, like, this is usual. Like, not every team is going to be, like, as a dominant force throughout the league, throughout the whole season. Everybody goes through up and downs. But I say watch out for Paul George, and make sure, as long as he's healthy and consistent throughout the season, I think the Clippers will be fine, especially come playoff time. Like I said, they're not going to really rush and try to make Paul George play as much or be as healthy and rush him out on the court during regular season, as they're more concerned with the championship. And I heard a lot of people talk about the Clippers and what they should do or how they should approach games, because we'll see them play down in competition sometimes, and that's where we see these losses come from. But when they play against the Lakers, it's more so of that they're only focused on the Lakers, and that can kind of hinder them towards their playoff run, as they should be more focused on other teams and not just the Lakers themselves.